Emerging from a difficult past marked by civil strife and political instability, Uganda began a comprehensive and ambitious campaign to rebuild a country previous so torn apart. Starting early on the reform agenda, Uganda has been unwavering in its struggle to improve her people's living conditions. Attracting investment into the country was to become a top campaign for President Yoweri Museveni. Uganda has implemented many business regulation reforms for the transformation of the private sector and making it a lot easier to do business. According to Doing Business in the East African Community 2013 report, Uganda is now 120th out of 185 in the global ranking on the ease of doing business. Continual improvement of the business environment is important to benefit from greater trade and investment. For this to happen, regulatory reforms and practices are crucial. Fostering economic growth by tapping the potential of the private sector is a major pillar of the development strategy. In the driving seat of Uganda's private sector investment agenda is Uganda Investment Authority. Uganda Investment Authority is a semi-autonomous government agency established by an Act of Parliament in 1991 and which was later amended to the Edition 2000 of the Laws of Uganda. The authority's core mandate is to anchor economic development by promoting and facilitating private sector investment in Uganda.
By now, we estimate about foreign direct investment alone is well over $1 billion per year. And we gain, through this investment, jobs for our people. We get new technology coming in. We do get new skills coming in. And we do get people doing business and making profit and therefore getting taxed to run other aspects of the country.
In doing this, it works in partnership with the private sector, government, and its agencies in achieving this objective. Uganda Investment Authority has been transformed into a one-stop center to assist foreign and domestic investors access various government services through the Uganda Investment Authority Office, such as tax identification numbers from URA, company registration from Uganda Registration Services Bureau, and free advice on environmental and immigration issues. Uganda now offers investment incentives and is implementing reforms to ease business transactions. At the one-stop center, the investor is taken through the procedures of acquiring an investment license.
When someone comes in to you, Uganda Investment Authority, they first come to my office. I explain to them what they require as an investor to invest in Uganda. And we have a checklist of a number of things. So I give them this. I would request them to first register at the Registrar Bureau. And it's good that we have an office here at the one-stop center. We have someone from there, a seconded staff from the Registration Bureau. So I would request them to go there. Then I also request them to go to Uganda Revenue Authority because they need to take care of their taxes.
At the Uganda Revenue Authority desk, the investor is educated on tax-related issues and other regularization matters.
Most of the investors are interested in knowing about the tax structure of the country. So we educate them about the tax structure, educate them about the system, their obligations and rights if they are to invest in the country.
Work permits and other documents are processed at the Department of Immigration and Citizenship desk.
An investor, when he comes, he doesn't have to go to immigration. All his matters of immigration are settled from here.
Other agencies that are hosted at the Uganda Investment Authority are Uganda Registration Services Bureau, Ministry of Lands and Urban Development, and National Environment Management Authority.
Having all these in one place has helped a bit because in the past you had to come here for investment license, you would go to Nakawa for your tax identification number, you would go to Jinja Road to look for work permits. But if they are all in one place, even a visitor coming in, an investor, or even a local, whoever it is, whether local or foreign, life is a lot easier. But we want to improve it. Now you have to come. But where we are going shortly is that you can apply for all these things online using the internet and so on, so that by the time you come here, you are just coming for the final validation and maybe to pick up your investment license.
Increasing a synergetic institutional coordination of government agencies servicing investors, integrating small and medium-sized enterprises into the financial sector, and creating business-friendly administrative structures and tax regimes are paying off. It is these policy reforms that have attracted Per Egede Nielsen from Denmark to invest in Uganda. Nielsen had explored other options in the region until he discovered that Uganda presented the best option.
I have been working on this project for almost 2.5 years to find out where to start. Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda. We decided to move to Uganda because I like Uganda, the Ugandan people, and the climate, both the real climate and the investment climate seems to be quite unique. When I came here the first time 5 years ago, I saw a lot of opportunities within energy and also the building sector.
In 1 month, Nielsen's factory, IBF Uganda Limited, will be up and running. He will be manufacturing ready mixed concrete and other concrete products such as tiles, paving stones, and later on go into low-cost housing. This arrangement of a one-stop center at Uganda Investment Authority has been appreciated by investors, though some of them believe a lot more needs to be done.
I think government's policy of having one investment center is a very good policy, but there is a need to strengthen that center to fully finance it, and also should have its representatives in key ministries.
Uganda Investment Authority are going to improve. Then they should work more together with Uganda revenue authorities, because when you come to Uganda investment authorities, this is a sales organization. They want to promote Uganda. Maybe they oversell. Maybe they are too good in sales, because when it comes to reality, the container reaches Mombasa, then you get into deep problems. Maybe make a one-stop shop in Mombasa that can help investors to bring in the things. Of course, we need to pay the needed tax or duty or whatsoever.
The Uganda Investment Authority has invested greatly in guiding small and medium enterprises on how to do business and improve productivity by creating linkages for them. In fact, SMEs constitute over 90% of all investments in Uganda. Sadly, SMEs still contribute only 20% of the country's GDP. The task ahead is to enhance the SME contribution to the national economy.
We have some sectors that we are currently focusing on. One of them is agro-business, especially value-adding to agricultural produce. We do have an interest in mineral beneficiation, minerals of Uganda being added value to. Maybe if it's gold, you cut it, you polish it, and things, or diamonds and things like that. We do have an interest in ICT. And of course, as usual, we have unique tourism. We have especially ecotourism. We think that we could encourage people to do those.
Ugandan tourism is at a turning point with tremendous opportunities emerging. Lonely Planet, an independent tourist trusted information source, has more than once named Uganda a top tourist destination. Occupying the strategic confluence of East African savanna and Central African forest, Uganda offers a highly compelling combination of wildlife safaris and primate tracking. Combined with the continent's highest mountain range, the source of the Nile, and African Great Lakes, Uganda undoubtedly has the raw materials necessary for a successful tourist destination. With these resources, private sector investments and public-private partnerships are immensely sought after.
Uganda has the only true tree climbing lions in the Ishasha sector of the Queen Elizabeth National Park. We are offering investment opportunities for people to actually put up accommodation.
If you look at our water-based tourism, it is still very involved and there's a lot of opportunity. One, we still have lots of opportunity even for cruises and investment for water sports-based tourism. Fishing, sport fishing is such a huge opportunity here.
Now, if you are looking at the integration of culture and conservation, then you're talking about Lake Mburu National Park, which is near Mbarara, where the Bahima cattle and the wildlife blend. This park is also available for boats, is available for accommodation, and is available for investments that are eco-friendly.
Ugandans who are interested and have the capacity, surely, as the private sector, they should come to us and be able to tap into these opportunities.
In order to encourage investors in the tourism sector, government has put in place various incentives to encourage private sector investment.
All tourism-related vehicles, tour cars, and as long as they are brand new and they are fabricated, they are tax exempted.
Infrastructure, such as roads and airfields, to or near the tourist sites, need to be developed urgently. SME's capacity to create jobs cannot be overstated. That is why UIA has its eye on developing the capacity of SMEs.
It's important for us to facilitate and nurture small and medium enterprises because they have capacity for innovation, and when we innovate, they're able to create jobs, and when they create jobs, we're able to earn more because more people are employed in gainful employment.
Although there has been some misconception that Uganda Investment Authority favors foreign investors, domestic investors occupy a special place in the UIA mandate. In fact, over the years, domestic investors have been outcompeting some foreign nationals investing in the country, especially in job creation.
When we look at the actual investments of the year 2012-2013, we find that Ugandans invested over $40 million in this economy, which when compared to China as a country and India, it more than doubles what the foreign investors invested in this economy.
Uganda Investment Authority has strategically positioned itself to steer Uganda's economic prosperity as expounded in Vision 2040, and SMEs are the fulcrum of that vision.
Vision 2040 is about investing in Uganda, it's about developing the economy of the country. That's why we are in SMEs, to ensure that our domestic people, the small to medium-sized companies, come up. Unless the SMEs come up, Vision 2040 will have a lopsided end, because you may have big companies, but they need these small feeding institutions to get the economy going.
UIA supports the growth of SMEs by building their capacity for skills training. Skilling is also focused towards financial management, record keeping, improvement of productivity, and scaling up on quality, advocacy for market access, and provision of business information, to mention only a few.
We also look at small and medium enterprises as groups. In this case, we find that as small and medium enterprises, they face threats together, and they also face similar opportunities, especially if they are found in a particular location. So to be able to address this challenge, we have come up with a cluster development methodology where, based on the triple helix, we try to build the capacity of the private sector as a cluster.
However, some challenges still remain in the way of tapping the full potential of SMEs. The bulk of SMEs abhor formalizing their operations, and thus they are not keen at getting investment licenses.
Many of them keep away because they think this has something to do with taxation. Taxation itself is a good thing, by the way, and many people take long to learn that if you are taxed, chances are you will make a profit, chances are you will do better, chances are when you go to the bank, they give you a loan quite easily, and so on and so forth. But people, especially the nationals, tend to avoid being formalized. And we are appealing to them to be formalized, because the more formal you are, the better benefits and the better for everybody else.
Land is a basic factor of production, hence the reason why Uganda Investment Authority has been directed to set up industrial and business parks in all regions of Uganda. The aim is to give incentives and make it easy for the investor to acquire serviced land and start production right away, without having to rely on market forces. Industrial and business parks have been gazetted and established in the districts of Kampala, Mbarara, Soroti, Kasese, Mbale, Jinja, Moroto, Masindi, to mention but a few. The parks are intended to have infrastructural amenities such as electricity, sewerage systems, roads, and telecommunications infrastructure. In Kampala, at Namamve, 11 kilometers east of the capital city, a 2,200-acre facility has been established and will include a number of industrial clusters and large projects. About 80% of the land in this park has already been allocated to about 200 investors, some of whom have started construction of the factories, while a few are already in production.
We have been provided the railway siding, we have been provided with water, we have been provided with quality power. The only last request remaining is the road network from our plant to Jinja Road, which we have requested